Morning viewers, welcome you all for the debate show. And now we have very interesting topic, right to privacy. We had 6 fundamental rights and now one more is added. And I think we have to discuss on that. So we have our panel members, Mr. Zubin and Mr. Nirmal. And Nirmal will be speaking about far and Zubin will be speaking about against. So Nirmal, what do you say about this?
Right of Privacy Act is a very major decision taken by our legislation. And this is very important in in these times because people are taking up law in their hands. There are what do you say self-styled and morally thinking that people thinking morally that they are the moral keepers of the society. These kind of people are taking law in their hands and are not allowing people to have their own private lives. So the Right to Privacy Act has empowered the ordinary citizen to do his privacy, to do with his private life to be kept in private. The public has nothing to do with it. Whatever he has, its own thoughts, its own ideas, he can be satisfied within. He can live in his own bubble, rather than being bullied by people who think that that is wrong and this is right. Somebody else's idea of right and wrong being imposed on us. I think Right to Privacy Act is a long due that has come as a boon to the Indian people. That's all I think. I think it is a very good move from the legislation of India.
And Zubin, what do you think of this? Like he's saying it's a boon. And what do you say about this?
Yeah, the thing is with the right of privacy, see, I don't have any problem with it being implemented. But how far is this act actually applicable to our scenario? Applicable in the sense, if you consider our identification, we as a citizen of India, all our details are literally with the government already. We are made to have voters ID cards, we are made to have PAN cards, we are a part of a census wherein the government collect our data. So where is this kind of privacy leading to? And already we have posted our pictures on the Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, etc. There also there is no actual privacy. All those mediums can be hacked. So in such situation it becomes crucial to understand that such an act is kind of irrelevant in a situation like India's, where all our documents, all our identification, what do you say, identification matters are already with the government. So in that case, where is this privacy leading to? What is the essence of this privacy? What is the need of this privacy act? Sorry, what is the need of this privacy act? I really do not understand. So that is what I think.
As Zubin said, again, the information the government has collected is an identification information. The information is relevant to the government. It is not a public or private information, wherein these are information that is needed for the government to run on its own. I mean, the identification of the citizen. It was an identification information. So, giving it up is not an breach of privacy, because as a part of the governance it is needed for the government, and it is identification again, as you mentioned yourself. Secondly, the Facebook and other things, you are yourself doing it, so there is no breach of privacy there. You are giving up your information onto the internet. There is no breach of environment here. The process of right to privacy is giving you the idea of to go on with your own. Now, the earlier society has its own moral code, wherein people were not self-righteous. There was no self-righteous thing of moral policing and all. Now there is an increasing instant of moral policing. People are imposing their morals onto other people. So suppose I have a relationship one or two women, and I like to have a relationship one or two women. Now the society and people around me getting jealous, and they want in the fun part is they want indirectly, they are watching all those
So
things
there's a
and they are
point for you. Wait, sorry for interrupting. Like in a sense now, Aadhaar card, it's newly introduced in India. And do you think it is necessary to give all the information regarding our, including from our phone numbers and from our property, how much a man is like handling, how many properties is handling, and everything should be, whether it's seriously, whether it's serious,
No, it is.
because
What is the
Aadhaar
See,
card, everything,
here, the
everything,
Privacy
everything,
Act
no,
is
everything will
Privacy
be
Act
included in
is-
that. Everything will be given in Aadhaar card. Each and every information of a person, if it's there, and some person sitting in other country, and
You
they
should
can
know what
see, right?
please. Aadhaar card doesn't give you information about everything and everything about your moral ideas and moral things are not being scrutinized in Aadhaar card. The
No,
idea
sir,
is
one minute,
no, sir,
one
no,
minute,
sir,
one minute,
nowadays,
one minute, sir,
in-
one
from
minute,
from a call phone number, then how you think that privacy?
1 minute.
what is that? It
1
is-
minute. I'd just like to tell you, Nirmal, your point on moral policing. Right to privacy means to address the intimate matters of a person's life. Correct?
Private life.
Correct?
Yes.
Person's private life.
Hmm.
When you're talking about moral policing, doesn't it come more under the right to freedom of expression, right to freedom of right to equality, right to cultural and educational rights? Doesn't it come under all that? We are discussing here about the right to privacy, and the Supreme Court itself has stated that right to privacy is intrinsic to a person's life, is intrinsic to a person's private life, as you said.
So you yourself have said, Supreme Court itself has saying intrinsic to a private life. Intrinsic to a person's private life.
Yeah.
Is right to privacy here. Again, you talked about the right to freedom of expression and all. Freedom of expression has its own consequences in the form of libel and all those things. Right to privacy is now trying to protect a person's private life, wherein he has his own thoughts and ideas, not to be influenced by the freedom of thinking.
There is no
No.
protection, bro. See, our phone lines are controlled by companies that can easily give our phone call details to people who may just bribe them. Isn't it?
That doesn't mean that you
That's the
shouldn't have
smallest
that
of
variety.
examples.
See, that kind of criminal activities, taking an information with bribery and all those things, it's coming under criminal activities.
Exactly.
A person can be
So,
sick.
but how many of them are caught?
When I am given a right to privacy, it doesn't mean that I am all the criminal activities will be stopped because of that.
I'm sorry.
So,
Exactly. Criminal activities are not stopped.
So privacy.
What
I
right
am
to
being given a right.
When we talk
Okay.
about right to privacy, if someone gets your private information without your prior permission, isn't that a criminal activity?
That is a criminal activity.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
These things are not stopped because of the right to privacy.
See, I am being given a right. I am being given an freedom. I am being given something. Preaching that is a crime. Breaching that by somebody else is a crime. We are not talking about stopping criminal activity.
Oh, so you don't want to stop criminal activities.
So we are not talking about. We are not debating about criminal activities.
But
we are now
breaching of privacy is criminal, isn't it?
Wait. The debate is heating up, and we'll take a short break and we'll come soon.